In a bold and significant development, Israel has launched attacks against Iran. Axios has just reported that Israel has completed its operations targeting Iranian sites. This news carries substantial weight, both in its implications and its timing. First and foremost, many are questioning whether Iran will retaliate in response to this strike. What exactly was targeted and how Israel executed the strikes? What are the complexities involved in conducting operations against Iran? Israel's actions are likely more extensive than simply hitting a small target. This situation is much more complicated than it may seem, indicating a serious escalation in tensions in the Middle East. We have some exciting new updates that will give you a fresh perspective on the unfolding situation between Israel and Iran. Everything you hear in the media is just a snippet of the story, but the real story needs to be explained from the beginning. Israel's latest airstrikes on Iran have sent shockwaves through the region. On Friday, Israel warned Iran of its impending airstrikes, aiming to prevent further escalation. Sources revealed that 3 waves of airstrikes took place Saturday morning, targeting Iran's air defenses, missile bases, and weapons production sites. Iran claimed minimal damage, but Israeli officials say the strikes were a direct response to Iran's massive missile attack earlier this month. Through third parties, Israel made it clear to Iran what would be hit, emphasizing that any retaliation would prompt a more significant response, especially if civilians were harmed. Iran has reportedly made extensive preparations for any Israeli targets it plans to strike, especially considering that Iran launched an attack on Israel on October 1st. This means that Iran has likely taken all necessary measures to protect its assets. For instance, if Israel had intended to strike the Isfahan missile production facility, Iran would have moved its missiles out of that facility. Similarly, if Israel aimed for nuclear facilities, Iran could have reduced the presence of engineers there and relocated its uranium stockpile. Iran has had a significant amount of time, 3 weeks since the October 1st attack, to prepare for potential retaliatory strikes. As of today, October 25th, this time frame highlights the urgency of the situation. This is the most critical aspect. Time has not been on Israel's side. Typically, time favors the defending side. Any entity that is defending itself has the advantage of preparing over time without being attacked. This is a crucial factor to consider. Another important point you need to know is that during this time, Israel's plans to strike Iran have allegedly been leaked. We previously mentioned an agency called Geospatial, which is a U.S. intelligence agency specializing in satellite imagery. This agency falls under the Department of Defense and is one of the agencies within it. Geospatial has been analyzing images captured by American satellites, the specifics of which remain undisclosed. These satellites have recorded Israeli military maneuvers that serve as practice or preparations for an attack on Iran. This means that while the defender, Iran, has had time to prepare, the attacking party, Israel, has had its plans compromised. Additionally, 2 documents were leaked from Geospatial revealing the types of missiles Israel plans to use in its attack, specifically ballistic missiles launched from aircraft. These are entirely new missile models. It's worth noting that Israel previously utilized these missiles to target the Russian S-300 defense battery in Iran, ensuring that Israeli aircraft could avoid entering Iranian airspace directly. The leaked report has exposed Israel's intentions and the strategies it has in place for the upcoming strikes. The surprising development is that after Israel's plan was leaked, the Times newspaper reported that Israel has postponed its strike on Iran due to the plan's exposure. All indications suggest that any forthcoming strike might be limited in scope, and Iran seems prepared to absorb such an attack. Notably, there is speculation that an understanding exists wherein Iran has communicated that if Israel targets only military installations, avoiding nuclear or oil facilities, Iran will not retaliate. This information has reportedly been conveyed to Israeli officials through Gulf intermediaries. Given this context, the scenario appears to be carefully orchestrated. The crucial question now is, what exactly did Israel target in Iran today? Look, as of now, no one knows exactly what Israel targeted. The reports coming in are still emerging. Axios just announced that the strike has concluded. So, the situation is still developing, and no one has clarified what the targets were yet. However, intelligence sources indicate that military objectives were hit. The surprising thing is that Israel did not strike oil facilities like some reports suggested, nor did it hit the Isfahan missile complex. Instead, it targeted the capital, Tehran. Striking the capital itself is significant for several reasons. First, this means targeting Iranian Revolutionary Guard facilities, which is crucial. Additionally, the distance between Tehran and Israel is greater than that to Isfahan. Isfahan was thought to be a closer target for Israel's military exercises. We're talking about Israel directly hitting Tehran. Even if military objectives were hit, the fact that they targeted the capital raises the stakes. So far, I don't know what the main objective of the strike was, but reports suggest that the US is quite pleased with the operation. They've indicated that they are happy there were no nuclear or oil facilities targeted, which shows that Israel respected their wishes not to escalate tensions in the region. Furthermore, the US is satisfied that no oil or nuclear facilities were hit after Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to Israel. However, it's worth noting that Blinken's visit was considered a failure. He couldn't convince Netanyahu to go for lighter strikes. Netanyahu's actions today, particularly the strike on the capital and on Iranian Revolutionary Guard facilities, represent a significant escalation. Don't let anyone tell you that this is a normal occurrence. Israel will likely promote this as a defensive move while it's actually a very serious escalation.